Hey everyone, gearing up for the CLAT exam? Then you know how critical that English section is. So today, we're going to break down a super clear and effective roadmap to help you absolutely conquer it. Welcome to EduRev. Alright, let's get right into building your strategy for success. I mean, that's the big question, right? How do you master a section that's a whole 20% of your exam? This isn't just some small part. It's a massive chunk of your final score. Getting this right is, well, it's non-negotiable. So let's break down exactly how you can do it. Okay, first things first. We've got to understand exactly what we're up against. You know, any good strategy starts with knowing the lay of the land. Seriously, let this number sink in for a second. 20%. That's 1/5 of your entire paper. Your performance here has a huge impact. But listen, don't underestimate it. But don't be intimidated either. Instead, you've got to see it for what it is. A massive opportunity to rack up some serious points. Alright, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. It's an offline pen and paper exam. You've got 120 minutes for 120 questions. But here's the kicker. The thing you really have to remember. Negative marking. You lose a quarter of a mark for every wrong answer. And what does that mean? It means your accuracy is just as crucial as your speed. No room for wild guessing here. Okay, now let's zoom right into the English section. You're looking at 4 to 6 passages which will give you somewhere between 22 and 26 questions. This whole setup tells us one thing, loud and clear. Your reading comprehension skills, they're the absolute star of the show. So what are they really trying to test with all these passages? Well, it's all about how quickly you can get the main point, draw some smart conclusions, figure out what words mean just from the context, and analyze different arguments. Basically, it's a test of active, critical reading. Can you read between the lines? Alright, so we know the what. Now let's get into the how. This is where the real work begins, where we build those core skills you need to succeed. Think of this as your personal training ground, your boot camp for CLAT English. And this whole journey, it follows a pretty clear path. It all starts with understanding the exam pattern, which, hey, we just did. From there, it's all about beefing up your reading habits, creating smart strategies, practicing with tons of tests, and then, and this is key, analyzing your performance so you keep getting better and better. When it comes to reading comprehension or RCs, consistency is everything. I'm talking 30 to 35 minutes every single day. And please make reading newspaper editorials a habit. Why? Because that's where you'll find the exact kind of formal language, complex sentences, and arguments that you're going to see on the exam. But listen, just practicing isn't enough. You absolutely have to analyze every single mistake. Ask yourself, why did I get this wrong? Was it a misunderstanding? A word I didn't know? That analysis, right there, that's where the magic happens. That's the real learning. Okay, let's talk vocabulary. A powerful vocabulary is your secret weapon for sure. But please, don't just memorize endless lists of words. That's not going to work. You need to learn words in context. Grab a book like Word Power Made Easy. It's great, but you have to make it an active process. Keep a running list of new words you find, and this is the most important part. Try to use them in your own sentences. That's how you make them stick. You know, so many people trip up on grammar because they just go with what sounds right. But here's the thing. CLAT doesn't care what sounds right. it tests the actual rules. So it's absolutely crucial to go back to basics. Get yourself a solid grammar book like a Wren and Martin and actually learn the rules. Then practice, 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 especially with those error spotting questions. And you see how this all connects? It's like a continuous improvement cycle. You practice your RCs, and that helps build your vocabulary. You nail down your grammar, and that boosts your accuracy. You take mock tests, you analyze your mistakes, you revise, and then you do it all over again. You just keep getting stronger with every single loop. Okay, you've been training. You've built your core skills. Now it's time to put them to the test. This is where the rubber meets the road, where theory becomes reality through some serious, relentless practice. So here's a really smart way to set up your practice. Start with previous year question papers. They'll give you a real feel for the exam. Then during the week, focus on section-wise tests to sharpen specific skills. And on the weekends, that's when you simulate the real deal with full-length mock tests. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Do not wait until your syllabus is finished. Start taking mocks early to see where you stand and track how you're improving. Just let that idea sink in for a moment. Mock tests aren't just practice. They are full-on preparation. The more you get used to that exam environment, the pressure, the timing, the more comfortable and confident you're going to feel when the actual day comes around. It's like a dress rehearsal for success. Okay, we've covered the what, the how, and the practice. Now, let's pull it all together into one final actionable game plan. This is your victory lap, the strategy to get you across that finish line. So check this out, a simplified 45-day path to get you there. See how it flows logically? You start by building that solid foundation in vocabulary and grammar in the first few weeks. Then you move into serious reading comprehension practice. And finally, you ramp it all the way up with intensive mocks and revision. It's a structured approach that's designed to build both your momentum and your confidence. So what are the absolute key takeaways here? Number 1, read a newspaper editorial every day. It's totally non-negotiable. 2, stay consistent. It's a marathon, not a sprint. 3, always analyze your mistakes. It's more important than just taking the test itself. And finally, respect this section. That 20% weightage is a big deal and it demands your full attention. Look, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this mantra right here. This simple loop is literally the engine of your success. Get up, read the newspaper, practice, and repeat. Do that every single day. All right, we've laid out the roadmap for you, we've talked about the strategies, and we've set the right mindset. Now there's only one thing left to do. It's time to start. And hey, to get everything you need to put this plan into action, I'm talking detailed notes, mock tests, the complete 45-day plan, all of it, go ahead and download the EduRev app. You can find it on the Play Store and the iOS App Store. Seriously, all the best. You've totally got this.